Hi, welcome back to Success Tips. My name is Armando. I'm creating some videos to help students with school and with learning. Some of the videos are directed to students themselves, and some of the videos are to help parents of school-age kids. I'm posting these videos on our Success Tutoring YouTube channel. Our tutoring business has been around for over 20 years, and during that time, we've given out a lot of information that students and parents have said have been very helpful. And so we wanted to just share this with other families, and hopefully it helps them also. Today, I'd like to cover the topic of how to be good at anything. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you to please hit that subscribe button, as that will help our channel to grow, and it'll help us to reach more families and more students. Okay, so let's get going. In the last installment of Success Tips, I mentioned that there was a very simple formula that you or anybody could use to become good at anything, whatever that thing may be. First of all, let me start off by saying how we actually use this information to help students. We often have students come in that need help with a particular subject, let's say math. Math is one of the subjects that we most often get asked for help with by students and their families. It's a subject that a lot of people have difficulty with. I usually start off by asking the student how they normally do in math. Are they good at math? Are they not? And usually they'll say, I'm not good at math. I'll ask them how they've done historically in math. And again, a lot of times they'll say, I'm just not good at math. Math and I don't get along. I've never been a math person, or all kinds of different things like that. Sometimes students will say that they're just not good at math no matter what they do or how hard they try. Now, I understand how they could come to that conclusion, because they've probably tried to study math, they've probably tried to memorize, they've probably tried doing their homework, or really working at it to learn or to do well on a test. But despite their efforts, the results are often not good. Although it may not seem to be the case sometimes, students as a general rule do try. They really do try hard to do well. Nobody likes to fail at anything. So I can understand how students can come to that conclusion that they're just not good at math or can't learn math. All they want to do is get through the class because it's required, pass it, and be done with it. This can be the case with one subject like math, or it can go across the boards to all subjects in school. Sometimes students can get the idea that they just can't learn anything from school. I just listen, acknowledge them, but I talk to them and try to get them to understand that I think they're wrong. I don't think it's a problem with being able to learn. So I'll come up with some ideas of things that they like to do that are not necessarily school related or not necessarily academically related, supposedly. I'll ask them what they like to do with their friends, and usually they'll say something like skateboarding or basketball or dancing or singing or whatever the case may be. And I will take whatever that is and go from there. So let's say the student says, I like basketball. Okay, very good. So I'll find out, I'll ask them, okay, are you good at basketball? Well, yeah, they might be a little sheepish and say, well, yeah, I'm actually pretty good. So, okay, good. So let me ask you something here. How many hours a week do you practice basketball? And they might look at me kind of funny and say, well, we have practice from 5 to 7 every day, Monday through Thursday. I'll say, okay, good, that's a start. So 2 hours a day, Monday through Thursday, so that's 8 hours per week. And they'll say, yeah. Okay, good. Now let me ask you this. So that's on Monday through Thursday. Do you ever do play any basketball at all on Fridays? Well, yeah, sometimes I do. Okay. What about during the week? Do you ever play basketball with your friends after your practice? Yeah, I do that too sometimes. Okay. So let's say, maybe another 2 hours per week of practice after your regular practice, and then another 2 hours, let's say, on Fridays. And they'll say, well, maybe 3 or 4. Okay, fine. So let's say 4 hours on Friday. So that's 8 hours, Monday through Thursday, regular practice. Another 2 hours after that, that's 10 hours. Another 4 hours on Friday, okay? So that's 14 hours, all right? Okay, good. So now let me ask you this. Now, what about on the weekends? Do you ever play basketball or practice doing basketball playing basketball at all, something with your friends on the weekends. Yeah. A lot of times we spend all day long, except for when we eat. So, we'll stay all day long until it gets dark. Okay, so what? 5 hours, 6 hours? And they'll laugh and say maybe, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 hours per day. Okay, good. So let's say another 10 hours. Okay, so altogether, so you are practicing basketball 20 to 25 hours per week. And they'll add that all up and they'll say, well, yeah, that seems about right. I said, okay, good. Now, and you're good at basketball, right? Yeah, good. Now let me ask you this here. How many hours a week do you practice math? And they'll really look at me kind of funny and say, what do you mean? Well, yeah, I mean, think about it. How many hours a week do you practice math? And they'll say, well, I'm in class Monday through Friday, and then I do homework. I said, okay, great. So the class doesn't count because you're not really practicing math. You're supposed to be learning new concepts in math during class, okay? So homework. How much time do you spend doing homework? Well, we're supposed to be doing about an hour per day. Okay, so supposed to be doing an hour per day. How many hours or how much time do you actually spend really doing math homework? Half an hour? They may say, maybe. Okay, 15 minutes? They'll kind of smile and say, well, that's probably more like 15 minutes. Okay, so 15 minutes, and now would you say that's every day? Well, most days. Okay, so let's say an hour to an hour and a half per week of practicing math. Yeah, maybe so. Okay. What about on the weekend? Do you practice math on the weekend? No. All right, so take a look at this. You practice basketball 20 to 25 hours per week, every week, and you're good. And you maybe practice math an hour to an hour and a half per week, maybe. And you're not that good. No. Okay, so what's the difference? And they'll see the relation right away. I'll say, well, I could practice math more. And then they'll say, well, but I like doing basketball. I don't like doing math. And that's true. I'll tell them that's true. Because, see, people like doing what they're good at. People don't like doing what they're not good at, even though that's what they need to do so they can actually become good at that thing. And that's when I let them know that practice is one of the steps of a very simple formula that they can follow to become good at anything. It doesn't matter what it is. And it could be basketball. It could be soccer. It could be learning to sing. It could be math, science, writing. It doesn't matter what it is. If they follow these simple steps of this formula, they can be good at anything. Now, there are a couple of more steps, but I want to keep these success tips videos very short and simple, so I'm going to cover the rest of those in the next installment of Success Tips. So again, I hope that you found today's installment of Success Tips helpful in some way. And if so, I'd like to ask that you, again, please hit that subscribe button. What it does is it helps our channel grow, and it helps us to reach more students and more families. If you have any comments or suggestions in regard to this video, feel free to post them below the video on YouTube. And if you know of anybody that you think may benefit from this video, feel free to send them the link. So until next time, this is Armando with Success Tips from our Success Tutoring YouTube channel. Thank you.